In this episode, we actually focus on communications, internal communications, and how it affects the external relationships. Pete unexpectedly tries to take over a meeting with Bethlehem Steel, bringing up strategies that the team had not even discussed yet. As a matter of fact, later on that evening, he talks to Bethlehem Steel about a slogan that he came up with on his own about the background of America. And this was a selfish act that actually got him fired. When advertising companies look for traits in somebody they're going to hire, they look for talent, knowledge, and the ability to work with others, with the third being the most important of the three. When Pete did what he did, he betrayed his team and decided to work outside the structure. And as a result, he had to suffer the consequences for that.
In 109, advertising agency size and types of agencies come up. Specifically when Jim tries to hire Don away from his mom and pop agency, which has obvious limitations. Jim compares Don's agency to the farm leagues of baseball, while his agency is Yankee Stadium. One statement that stands out is when Don finally takes offense to all of Jim's degrading comments about the small size of Sterling Cooper, and Don just says, "Small is bad." In Kyle's video lecture 9, he says that smaller agencies offer smaller collaborative teams that can work more easily together, and this can be a good thing.
It's interesting that the average adult gets exposed to thousands of ads each day, but really only notices only a handful of them. And those are the most compelling ones. The Playtex campaign, Sterling Cooper's concept was that all women have a fantasy. Every woman wants to be either like Jackie Kennedy or Marilyn Monroe. Two sides of a woman, they said. Jackie by day, Marilyn by night. There are psychological processes in customer behavior that motivate advertising managers preparing to launch a new campaign. First, create awareness that the product exists, followed by creating enough compelling information about the product for potential customers to become interested. Most importantly, the advertising needs to stimulate potential customers' desire to try the product. And we all have that inside of us.
As advertising students, what we have learned from watching Mad Men is that having optimal internal teamwork is essential to having a fully functional ad agency, as well as internal relationships directly influence external relationships with clients. And finally, working at an ad agency demands more from a person than a typical 9-to-5 job, as your mind is constantly working on ad concepts for branding and messaging 24/7.